Think you know Ninja songs? Old school or new school? Stand a chance to win big on Gusto Guess the Song. To be a part of this, call the numbers on your screen right now. Come on board and let's do things the Gusto way.
Hello guys, welcome to Gusto Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking and sharing, subscribing, of course, telling your friends about what we do right at Gusto TV. We love you. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. I've got Big Lala in the building today, and of course, we have a new record holder in town. Yes, the king of boys herself is in town. Yes, the king of the boys is in town, and of course, who? Temilola, yes, of course. Now, Wizkid, as we all know, is one person who is really big on Spotify. Over 10 million subscribers, monthly listeners. Burna Boy as well, as on point was the highest. Tems, as at some weeks ago, had about 7,000, 7 million listeners. Davido as well. Right now, Davido does have 3.1 million. We have another one, Tiwa Savage has 1.3. We have Burna Boy with 9.2 right now. We have Wizkid with 10.5. And wait for it, we have Tems with 11.4 million monthly listeners at this moment. Now, that's a massive achievement for Tems. Shows the reach of the music. Tems don't dust Wizkid and Burna Boy for Spotify. What do you think about that?
Well, for me, I think what I do think is not the actual numbers as of right now is the cocoa for Tems. Although it is great that she's able to get to this milestone, and yeah, it shows that yes, over 11 million ears have heard her voice on the record. The key for me, the cocoa for me is retention of these numbers. That's where, I mean, if she's able to do it, then I'll give her kudos. Everybody knows why this has happened. It's because of the Drake feature.
Fountains, yes.
Yeah, Fountains record. Drake, by the way, has over 50 million?
55 million, yeah.
Yeah, over 50 million monthly listeners.
Yeah.
Some of that has trickled down to Tems. So retention of these monthly listeners is going to be important for her. But this is a huge achievement. It's a very huge achievement for her. I mean, it's when people say, "Oh, what a man can do, a woman can do."
Yeah.
This one is an example, and all thanks to our journey in the international space. Drake, Khalid, Wizkid, and everything was just important for her, and then this is the end result.
What does this mean for her career, though?
Well, it means that yes, she's in terms of marketability, like in terms of her reach, how many people have heard you, that's key. As upcoming musicians, the cocoa for most of them is, how can I get people to listen to
visibility?
Visibility, get to listen to my record. It's always the key, and it's always hard to do. But here's Tems only on one platform, on Spotify. Only on Spotify. She's had over 11 million people listening to her records. And out of those 11 million people, some would have fell in love. They'll be like, let me check out
other stuff,
let me follow her. And things like that. Although the stat that should make sense the most is actually people who follow Tems as an artist on Spotify. For example, those ones have pitched their tent and be like, yes, I do like this artist. These ones they're just numbers in terms, gives you an impression of how many people have heard you, which is a good and nice start. And if you are able to retain it for a long while, then that means you're really doing something good, and it wasn't just by chance.
A lot of people are surprised that Wizkid is not, topping that list right now at the moment. They're surprised and they're wondering, okay, so how did this happen? How is Tems dusting Wizkid on Spotify at the moment? Okay,
so if you guys remember, this is what I think. When Wizkid released Essence and Tems was on there, before Tems' appearance on Essence, I don't think she was even up to 1 million listeners, right? Fine, she got on Essence, but Wizkid already had a huge following on Spotify. So by the time Tems is appearing on Essence and Essence on Spotify. Because Wizkid as the main artist already has a huge following, any featured artists get to share from the listeners. Like when someone now, if you're a featured artist on the main artist page and the song of that main artist is going far, going a long way, they share your monthly listeners. So the same way new people are listening to that Essence, it trickles down to the featured artist. So to say. But the other way around, it doesn't happen. I know some of you say, "Oh, what about why isn't Justin Bieber's 88 million
monthly listeners?" Yes,
trickling down
for Wizkid.
For Wizkid is because it was Wizkid featuring
Justin Bieber
and Tems. If it was Wizkid and Justin Bieber, then yes, that would work. If it was Justin Bieber
and
Wizkid, of course it
would work as well.
But in this case, it's just Wizkid featuring a Justin Bieber. So, as I was saying, I mean, there are 2 levels or 3
levels,
levels. Right? Before Essence, she had a number.
Yeah.
After Essence, she had a new number. After Essence went global,
that number again.
But you see, that number that she had was very close to Wiz's number. You can see that it was because of the Essence effect. Those numbers grew as Wiz was going, hers was going, and then after Essence, when there was Fountains, he now has a new number, which is what we're discussing right now.
Okay, so what does Tems need to actually sustain this?
It's going to be hard for her now because, I mean, this is only the first week that Drake has jumped on a new record and dropped an album. According to what the things she has said in her interview plans, she said she has new music on the way. That's one of the what's it called, to keep up the numbers. It's not the only way. That's one. She needs to feature on more top guys songs. According to what we're hearing, there's still some other mad features that she has
collaborations internationally.
And if those guys are not majorly listeners of Champagne Papi, the new set of listeners on Spotify, then that opens up another new doors. So that means, see the difference between her and Wiz right now is the amount of people that don't listen to Wizkid but listen to
Champagne Papi.
And those numbers came up together to
exactly.
What we have right now.
Anyways, congrats to Tems. 11.4 monthly listeners on Spotify, beating the likes of Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido, Tiwa Savage, everyone as the most streamed at the moment. Tems is the African artist with the most listeners on Spotify at the moment. That is a major one. So that means you could say at some point in my career, I was the biggest African artist with the most listeners on Spotify. That's a major one. Congrats to Tems on that one. But let's have your thoughts on it. Drake effect, Wizkid effect, Tems beating the likes of Big Wiz, OBO, Mama Jam Jam, and the rest of them on Spotify, even Yodogo himself as well. Put your comment down below. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.